So this is trench 4. This is quite an exciting trench because this is where the gateway to the big double banked enclosure appears to be. It's got two huge blobs, if you like, on the geophysics that also have appeared. Now we've dug the trench, and what we're doing is we're now getting stuck into actually excavating the contents of half of one of those big black blobs. They seem to be where the terminals are of the gateway, if you like, into the enclosure.
One at the north, one at the south. It's an important place. It's what, at the boundary between what's inside the enclosure and what's outside the enclosure. So I'm standing in one of the terminals, one of the enclosure ditch terminals. We're just putting a quadrant through the terminal. It extends that way. We've got the edge of it there. And by doing a quadrant, we get to see the profile along the length of it at the terminal and across the width of it. So this tells us a lot more than if we just hack it all out and see what we find. But hopefully this will still give us enough material underneath to get some dating material and tell us about the formation of this feature.
Because we need to date the big double banked enclosure compared with everything else we've been looking at. Is it one of the last things to be built? Is it there for quite a long time? All those sorts of questions were thrown up.
We're hoping to find lots of pottery. We have some Samian from right up near the top, so that's very Roman. That's early Roman. And we've had a few other sherds of pottery which look a bit more rustic. So they could be the Iron Age, or they could also just be rustic Roman period pottery. Just had a lovely bit of amphora from this ditch. So this is just a body sherd from a huge Roman jar, maybe that big, used to carry olive oil or wine or horrible fish sauce, like rotten fish sauce. That was one of the favourites. But it's a really nice sherd. It'll be really easy to identify for an expert. We might have a handle from the same pot, because we had a really big handle come up earlier in the week, just not far from here. This has just come up from quite low down in this enclosure ditch terminal, so it's good dating evidence as well.
In the area where the gate is, there are a number of post holes. They also look really large, so they would have taken a big post, unless they're just pits, of course, I suppose. We'll find out. That's why we excavate them, to find out what they are.
There's all to play for still. We've got a long way to go down, I think, to see if we can find some evidence of what did this gateway mean to them.
But first, we're getting into the terminals of the big double banked enclosure.